Passengers who got stranded by the immediate shutdown of the airline by Qantas. I am pleased that the licensed engineers and Qantas management have resolved their differences. Negotiations are never easy, but on the other hand, if you've got smart people of goodwill, you should be able to reach these sort of outcomes. Jobs are secure, Qantas has got a viable business proposition. I think it is good news all round.
Did you have any involvement in this? Have you spoken to Steve Purvinas or Alan Joyce over the last week?
I have spoken with representatives of the company and the union, but the solution is organically driven from the workforce and the management. Certainly the government's involvement was to get Qantas flying again. No, this is the way things should be now. Australians are clever people. They are capable of negotiating with each other. It shouldn't take affecting the whole national economy to get an outcome. But I am pleased that there's a path going forward for both engineers and for their management. And I certainly hope that the baggage handlers and the pilots are able to resolve their positions with the company as well.
Is it unfortunate, though, that A380 heavy maintenance servicing won't be done in Australia?
Oh, I think there's a long way to go. These planes are brand new. I'm not going to start second-guessing the technical requirements of A380s.
But that was one of the things that the union was fighting for, and it's had to give up, so that's not going to happen in the near term.
Well, the parties or the people involved have reached an outcome that they can both live with. Let me be very clear. Australian airline engineers, licensed and non-licensed, are amongst the best in the world. If these are brand new planes and maintenance is done elsewhere in the world to begin with, I can understand that too. It is not the job of the government to try and resolve and micromanage every productivity improvement in the Australian workplace. What this negotiation confirms, though, is that it is possible to achieve win-win outcomes which don't see the flying public inconvenienced. And I think at Christmas time, when people are preparing their trips to see their loved ones or for work, I'm just pleased that we've got harmony. And this is what the Fair Work Act was about, and this has happened under the Gillard government's watch, that we've got a solution. During
the dispute, we heard the threat that Qantas was going to be slow-baked by the union. Was that appropriate industrial banter or unacceptable?
Oh, listen, I've been in hundreds of negotiations. I think it's always wise to remember that at the start of every dispute, there's always an end to every disagreement. And as a general view of the world, you're probably better off not necessarily inflaming situations and just letting people get on with the business of negotiations. One thing I know is that Qantas engineers are the best in the world, and I'm pleased for Qantas and their engineers that they're working together. That's what we all want to hear.
So if the engineers and Qantas can reach a deal, then is it the case that you believe surely the pilots and the transport workers should be able to reach a deal with Qantas too?
I believe in negotiations it's normally possible to reach agreements, but of course the detail's important. The baggage handlers, the cleaning staff, the catering staff, the pilots, they're all fundamentally important to the brand, which is Qantas. I think provided there is respect in negotiations and that people respect what each other does. Qantas is not just an airline of shareholders, it's an airline of employees. The aeroplanes are important, but so are the people that fly them and staff them. I would just say that negotiations are always better than fighting, and I think that what we've seen is what's made the engineers' story a good story today is that they've come to agreement. They're not fighting. Any mug can start a fight. The trick is how you finish it, and finish it on terms where everyone can shake hands and say the business is better now.